Attic Find Friday becomes Goodwill Find Friday when a high school kid finds the score of a lifetime at the store. Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. So Attic Find Friday, still got some more. There are not very many of them left, but I'm really excited to present this one. This one comes to us from Collect. There's a lot of stories out there about this find, but Collect, CLLCT, has a great article about it. Strongly recommend that you go and read it because there's a lot more details that I'm leaving out. But this is it's a memorabilia find, which I don't do a ton of, mostly focused on vintage baseball. But Attic Find Friday is sponsored by Just Collect. They are one of the biggest vintage buyers in the country. I actually sold them a bunch of vintage cards a while back now. They made it extremely easy. You just need to go to their website, click on the free appraisal form, and tell them what you have, or you can just email Leighton Sheldon, their leader, at leighton@justcollect.com to get a free appraisal on your collection. So this one comes to us from Oregon. It happened in December of last year, so pretty recent, just 5 months ago. I'm not a memorabilia guy, but I'm a story guy. I love a great story, and this is one of those. This is a kid named Jack Ricketts. I say kid, he's 18 years old. He's in high school, or he's probably just about to graduate high school. Jack Ricketts, no relation to the Ricketts family, the owners of the Cubs. Just a weird coincidence that this is about one of the all-time great Cubs, if not the greatest Cub of all time. He is in Oregon. He is a high school senior. He likes to pick through clothes at Goodwill. After school, he goes over. They're called pickers. They go in, they line up, and they wait for tubs to be laid out. Once all the tubs are ready, on this specific day, he says that there were about 35 people there to pick through tubs. And once all the tubs are laid out, you can start picking through any of the tubs. And he says that he normally starts with the tub that's placed directly in front of him, but something changed this day, and he decided to move over to the right a little bit, and he started picking through a different tub. Now he buys and flips on eBay. He buys from Goodwill and tries to make a profit. A little retail arbitrage, as people do with sports cards too. His best score ever was a motorcycle jacket, pants, and helmet that he sold for $1,450. This one's much, much bigger though. On top of this tub that he moved over to was an inside-out red and blue sweater. He picked it up. There were two numbers inside of it, 14 and 1953. Flipped it right side out, right side in, whatever it is. There was a big Cubs logo patch on it, an old Cubs logo patch on it. He knew immediately that it was real. It was a real Cubs sweater. He put it in his cart. This is key because apparently there are rules to picking at Goodwill. Once it's in your cart, it's yours. Nobody else can touch it. You can choose to buy it if you want to. So he put it in his cart immediately and started doing some research. He found a couple of other similar sweaters. Early 1950s Cubs dugout jackets are what they are. Two of them had sold for $4,000 each. So now he thinks, wow, I have a $4,000 sweater potentially here. At that Goodwill, you pay $2.79 per pound. This sweater was 3.12 pounds. So it cost him $8.70. Pretty amazing here. He quickly left. Had to get out of there immediately. He then searched for the 1953 Chicago Cubs roster. Number 14 was Ernie Banks. The best Cub it could possibly be. Ernie Banks, 1953. This was Banks' rookie season. Well, he started on the Cubs in 1953. Only played 10 games. His rookie season was actually 1954. So he started calling auction houses, and he got to Gray Flannel, and they agreed with his theory that it was issued to Ernie Banks, and so they decided to take it and sell it for him, consign it. Even though there were no photos of Banks in it, there is strong enough belief to know. It also has the markings of longtime Cubs clubhouse manager Yosh Kawano. So there's a lot there, a lot of circumstantial evidence that makes it enough for them to say, yeah, this was Ernie Banks's. Gray Flannel is now selling it in their premier lot, ending in 16 days. One bid so far at $5,000. They think, Gray Flannel believes it'll go for $20,000 to $30,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes for more than that if there are no photos. But imagine buying it now, let's say for $20,000, and then a photo comes up and you can photo match it. This is all the rage in memorabilia now and in game worn stuff. And of course, this wouldn't be game worn, but it'd be game day worn, I guess. A photo matched Ernie Banks clubhouse jacket would be amazing. Banks debuted on September 17th, 1953. The number 14 was actually originally issued to, and Gray Flannel says that this jacket was originally issued to Paul Schramka, who only played 2 games for the Cubs, only 2 games in Major League Baseball at all, before he went to his family funeral director business. He passed away 5 years ago. Banks was the first black player for the Cubs. He actually was visited by Jackie Robinson on his first day, and Jackie gave him some advice to sit back and watch and learn, and that is what is supposedly what led to Ernie Banks's quiet demeanor. Banks, of course, went on to become second in the Rookie of the Year voting in his rookie year, 1954. His rookie card is, for me, a very iconic, very, very desirable card. Actually, TJ is online. Great new channel, vintage channel here. Collector, awesome guy that I've highlighted a couple of times, has just offered me a great deal on an SGC version of this card, and I really, really, really want it. I'm going to hold off, see if TJ still has it at the National, but I'm not sure. It sounds like he's going to sell it, which is fine. So Banks, second in Rookie of the Year in 54, went on to have 2 MVP seasons back-to-back when he hit 47 and 45 home runs as a shortstop. He's considered one of the greatest shortstops of all time, even though only 9 of his seasons were played at shortstop. He played 11 at first base, but that was after his MVP caliber seasons. His best seasons were as shortstop. Just an awesome player, awesome story. Have you ever found anything big at Goodwill or any sort of similar store? Let me know in comments. I have another big find like this coming up. I'm actually speaking with the finder about it, so I'm excited. Let me know in comments if you have any, and hope to see you. Don't forget, I am away this weekend, so Clearing the Bases will be on Monday morning instead of Sunday morning. All right, hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks.